Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Vampire the Masquerade, the YouTube experience, Zooster City. It's been quite an eventful night for the Ductus pro tempore of Cain's bastards and her little disciple, Bitte. After the events of the church, Alex, feeling very much more attached to her charge, so to speak, invited Bitte to her haven. And it is the wee hours before the dawn. Bed sheets are covered in blood and discarded clothing. And Alex sits in a sort of white silk gown that's, for some reason, pristinely clean after all that's gone on in the evening. And she sits looking out at the horizon, waiting to close the shutters before the first hints of dawn come forth. She can feel it tugging at her, telling her that it's almost time for her to go into torpor. But she turns about back to where she left Bitte up on the bed and simply smirks. So, Bitte, darling, how was that for you this evening, this whole experience? Finding out what you truly are?
Bitte looks at Alex in this beautiful white gown and thinks to herself, what do I say? How do I feel? And she says, that was something that I've never experienced before, and I'm sure we will have many more of those. But she looks down at her hands, closes them tightly, and says, but I want more, Alex. I enjoyed that, and I want more.
There's much more you can have, but as you are now, still bound loosely to your shackles of humanity, it's impossible to truly grasp what it is to be a vampire, a beast, a monster. Now, I'm sure that Jacob at one point or another told you about the paths of enlightenment, correct?
In passing, yes.
So you understand the concept of what they are?
Yes.
Morality code that those that forsake their humanity can follow, so they aren't just mindless beasts.
Yes.
Has Jacob ever told you what path he's on?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's Path of Honorable Accord.
Yes. Very honorable man, Jacob is. Never taking liberties where he feels it is not right to take them. Always holding an oath after swearing it.
I will always be honorable to Jacob, as Jacob is honorable to all.
And then, of course, we come to me. You've known me for a fair few months now. And I can see it in your eyes when I look at you that you're infatuated.
Bitte thinks to herself, if you only knew, Alex. Biting her bottom lip, looking back at Alex. Yes, infatuated is something you can call it.
You've known me physically, and we've gotten to enjoy rigorous activities together, but do you truly know me deep down? And with that, she kind of presses her hand up against her chest. What it is, what I am in here.
I can honestly say I do not, Alex. You are a very mysterious woman, and I try not to press. I wait for you to enlighten me with who you are and what you are about. I am obedient in waiting patiently to hear it.
Alex will smirk as she turns and closes the doors of the penthouse and pulls the light-tight shutters shut, locking them in place with a loud click. The room going dark save for the small lamp on the end table. And with that, she walks to the end of the bed and opens up a chest of drawers. and pulls out a small book bound in leather. It looks to be old. And upon it, what really can only be described as a circle with various pinwheels and flower petals around it, with a crescent moon in the center. And she looks at the book and opens it and reads it several times, or thumbs through the pages before sitting down next to Bitte. Bitte, my dear, I am a heretic.
A heretic?
I follow the Sabbat, you see. I follow what it is to be free. And I am loyal to my brothers and sisters, and fight with them against the antediluvians. But I am not a follower of the false idol that is Cain.
I could kind of tell when we were in that church, when we were doing the Volderi, when you spoke of the power of Cain strengthening us. I could kind of tell that you were not speaking words of truth.
Do you know how Cain attained his power outside of his terrible curse?
Enlighten me.
Cain came across the Dark Mother, a creature that she looks up to the ceiling with this look of wonder in her eyes as she kind of holds her hands out as she speaks. Dark Mother Lilith gave him the power of the blood. The curses that were exacted upon him were, well, partly because of her. The true progenitor of all, the true reason that we all are like we are today is because of Lilith, not Cain. Cain was a betrayer, and his children, from that point on, have been trouble, let's say. His grandchilder, they ravaged Lilith's children, murdered them, one by one by one. Lasombra, Salat, Set, all of them. Only Toreador and Nosferatu did they turn away from this slaughter, and did they cover the faces of the dead. And this is why I've taken a special liking to you, Bitte.
Me being a Toreador, I see.
And you seem to fit this role very well, well, as we call ourselves, Bahari. You understand what it is to feel pain, what it is to inflict pain. And you know how freeing it can be. And she points at the bed sheets, which are covered in both of their blood.
Bitte looks at Alex. Oh, after today, I know indeed what it is to inflict and receive that pain, that beautiful pain.
You've shown me that you can step away from your humanity enough that you can join me on this path. But it will be an arduous journey, and it will be wrought with danger. You will face your beast almost defenseless to stop it. But once you are part of the path, you will understand what it is to be truly enlightened, a follower of the Dark Mother.
Bitte looks up to Alex. The path of Lilith. That is something that I've been thinking about. And having you with me, I think that will be a journey, though hard, though torturous, though divine, I think we can find quite pleasurable together.
Now, You understand that as a heretic, there are risks.
Yes.
And you understand that because I've shared this with you, if you don't join me in earnest, that you're a loose end and therefore a liability.
I see no loose end.
Hmm. That I want you to stay in my haven until you've had your revelation. I don't want you mingling with the rest of the pack until I am sure that you are fully on and fully aware of what you are and what you are going to become.
Bitte perks up, arches her back, sitting on her knees on the bed, almost wiggling with joy, so much happiness and joy and pleasure and excitement, and all these rush of emotions start filling her, and she just can't help but spasm and wiggle her whole body and say, I look forward to every moment of it.
Hmm. Alex will just take that shit-eating grin across her lips as her tongue just kind of rolls out and continues to descend before reaching across the bed and wrapping itself, coiling around Bitte's neck, with a look of acceptance coming over her face. And I believe there we can end our scene.